She was poor, but she was honest, alternatively referred to as It's the Same the Whole World Over, or occasionally under different titles, stands as a relic of the traditional serio-comic song or monologue. Its roots trace back to the late 19th century English music hall tradition where it first found its voice. With a history etched in time, this tune reverberated through the hearts of British soldiers during World War I and resonated anew among RAF airmen during World War II. Its echoes transcended the confines of the British Isles and crossed the Atlantic to find a place in the musical repertoire of North America. Notably, it even became a spirited anthem amongst British rugby enthusiasts. At its core, the song spins a tragic narrative that unfolds as a wealthy, mature gentleman lures a young and captivating country girl into his world. Overwhelmed by shame, the girl flees her rural life for the bustling streets of London, where she tragically descends into the life of a prostitute, and ultimately meets a heart-wrenching end, succumbing to the depths of a river. Meanwhile, her seducer remains untouched and accepted within the higher echelons of society, his reputation unscathed. The specifics of this narrative can shift and morph, and the lyrics themselves may contain varying degrees of risque content. The affluent male figure in question might be portrayed as a rich man, a squire, a member of parliament, or even a military officer. The tale may or may not involve the girl becoming pregnant. Her profession can range from common streetwalker to high-class courtesan. Interestingly, in one recorded rendition by Billy Bennett, she peddles bootlaces on the bustling streets instead, while Derek Lamb's version casts her as a peddler of matches. Throughout, the recurring refrain serves as the moral compass of the narrative. It's the same the whole world over. It's the poor what gets the blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure. Ain't it all a blooming shame? Lucy will now read this poem. It would have been better narrated in a broad Cockney accent, but Lucy has decided against trying.
She was poor, but she was honest, though she came from humble stock, and an honest heart was beating underneath her tattered frock. Heedless of her mother's warning, up to London she had gone, yearning for the bright lights gleaming, heedless of temptation. But the rich man saw her beauty. She knew not his base design, and he took her to a hotel and bought her a small port wine. Then the rich man took her riding, wrecker of poor women's souls. But the devil was the chauffeur, as she rode in his Royce Rolls. In the rich man's arms she fluttered, like a bird with a broken wing. But he loved her, and he left her. Now she hasn't got no ring. It's the same the whole world over. It's the poor what gets the blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure. Ain't it all a bloomin' shame? Time has flown, outcast and helpless. In the street she stands and says, while the snowflakes fall around her, won't you buy my bootlaces? See him riding in a carriage past the gutter where she stands. He has made a stylish marriage while she wrings her ringless hands. See him there at the theatre, in the front row with the best, while the girl that he has ruined entertains a sordid guest. See her on the bridge at midnight, she says, farewell, blighted love. There's a scream, a splash, good Evans, what is she a-doing of? So they dragged her from the river, water from her clothes they wrung. They all thought that she was drowned, but the corpse got up and sung. It's the same the whole world over. It's the poor what gets the blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure. Ain't it all a bloomin' shame?